Hi there, I'm Epstein, a PhD student at the MIT Media Lab, and today I'll be talking about quantifying attention via dwell time and engagement in a social media browsing environment. Decades of attention research have led to many insights into how attention operates in many contexts. However, digital environments such as social media offer yet another context that requires new ways of measuring, quantifying, and understanding attention. Although researchers in different fields have long recognized the value of quantifying attention and engagement via dwell time, surprisingly little work has done to integrate dwell time and engagement, which provides different yet complementary measures of attention. We integrate these perspectives with a two-stage model we call try and buy. How this works is when users are scrolling a social media feed, there are two different distinct phases that they operate within. The first is attentional exposure via dwelling in feed on posts. And the second is conditional on exposure to the posts. Do users engage with the posts or not? We measure try via dwell time in an app we developed called Your Feed, which allows researchers to quantify dwell time in a context that has the same look and feel as social media. Here you see the post that is currently being dwelled on in red. In our study, 628 participants recruited from Prolific were routed to Your Feed and scrolled a newsfeed layout. Each participant scrolled through 120 social media posts and indicated whether or not they would share each post. Separately, 827 participants from Lucid rated 40 of the 120 items on one of the following dimensions: how likely you are to share it, how familiar you are with it, what's the likelihood it's true, how favorable it is for Democrats versus Republicans, how provocative or sensational is it, how informative is it, how surprising is it, or finally, how impactful was it? To investigate whether dwell times correlate with the 8 post features, we computed the mean dwell times for each post and correlated them with post features. The features correlated with each other, and 3 correlated significantly with dwell, as shown here. Crucially, these correlations suggest dwell captures attentional exposure and dynamics and the amount of trying. Next, we conducted a principal component analysis on the 8 features and found that there were 2 factors that explained over 54% of the variance. We call these factors: 1, credibility, since it's associated with truth values and informativeness, and sensationalism, because it's associated with surprisingness and provocativeness. Having shown that dwell time captures attentional exposure and it serves the measure of trying, we turn to the question of what features are associated with decisions to buy content. We do this by fitting a fixed effect logician regression to predict engagement. As you can see here, longer dwell times were associated with an increased probability of engagement. That is to say, the more participants tried, the more likely they were to buy. However, participants were more likely to engage with credible posts, but less likely to engage with sensational posts. However, in the try stage, attention was focused on sensational posts and not credible posts. So, in conclusion, we introduce a 2-stage model of attention to conceptualize and understand how attention operates in social media environments. We find disassociations between the try and buy stages. In the try stage, attention was focused on sensational posts and not credible posts. Conversely, in the buy stage, attention was focused on credible posts and not sensational posts. Our model and results have important implications for how attention is modeled and leveraged by AI systems in human-computer interaction. For one, algorithmic systems that explicitly optimize for dwell time may prioritize sensational content over credible content and therefore inadvertently proliferate misinformation. Conversely, while optimizing for engagement may indeed surface credible content, we found that people were more likely to engage with sensational content after dwelling more on them, which could create a positive feedback loop that drives the spread of misinformation. Future work is needed to apply our findings to the adaptive dynamics of optimized newsfeed algorithms and how to align such algorithms with human values. Thank you for listening. If you're interested in learning more about your feed, please go to the websites listed here or check out several of the papers that we've published on the area.